this list. There are actually two ways of dealing with a web application. That is, whatever the things you can see here, like sell, gift card, download app, these are all the static data. Means we didn't get this data by the backend. Using the HTML technologies, whatever the data we display in our page is nothing but the static page, which do not have any functionalities. But in order to interact with, in order to get the data, we need to have a connection with the server and get the data from the server, which we call it as a dynamic. So here, whenever we click on any one of these menus, our data will be populated here in the menu. But for example, if there is any change in the data, so then dynamically the data should be changed in this tab, in this men's tab or any other tabs. So we call that kind of data as a dynamic data. Okay, so we can here have a differentiation between a static and a dynamic data. Okay, because these offers, if they change it dynamically for every 1 hour, we can set the server, like we can change the data dynamically. Okay, all the images we can consider them as a static things. So in the usability perspective, usability means, so whenever an end user uses the mobile application or desktop application, the page should be easily understandable by the user. Okay, for easily understandable, we'll be following some standards. Okay, what are these standards? We should get to know about how should be the layout of a web application, so that user can easily, like, generally, a user expects a menu on the left side and an advertisements on the right side. For example, a search tab on the top of the page. These are some of the usability standards. So when you click on this menu, like for example, you can easily, generally automatically your thought will goes like it will be on a left side. So in that perspective, you should follow the usability standards, which are nothing but what I have discussed. So now considering the for visually able people, it is visually challenged people, how they can access web application. We also have a solution for this, because we have a concepts called tab index or screen readers. So people who are visually challenged also can access the web applications. So I'll be dealing with all these concepts in the further sessions. I have just introduce some few of the topics. So I will explain you about the real-time things, like how we can develop the application very easily, as well as following all the usability standards, etc. So in our coming sessions, we'll be discussing about these following topics like HTML, XHTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML, Ajax, SOAP, Perl, Ruby, PHP, ASP.NET, and JDBC. So when considering the technologies, we can classify these technologies into two parts, like a front-end technologies and a back-end technologies. So in web technologies, we have a front-end technologies like HTML, XHTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML. So these things helps us to design our page from the like using this we can have the page which we can view from the client side. So whatever we are able to view on the browser, we use these technologies to design the page. So HTML tags helps us to have the have the text displayed on our page. In order to have some stylings for the text on the page, we can use the CSS, which we call it as a cascading style sheets. So having the text and styles is not enough. We need to make the pages interactive. So in order to make the pages interactive, we need to have the JavaScript. So JavaScript makes our pages interactive, which is nothing but we can have the navigation from one page to another page. So XML is a kind of data from which we can retrieve it from a backend. It has a structured format. So with the help of the Ajax, Ajax is nothing but asynchronous JavaScript and XML. I'll explain you in detail in a further sessions about the Ajax call, which helps us to retrieve the data from the backend. Means it helps to have a connectivity between a front end and the back end in terms of the data. SOAP also does the same thing. It is also a kind of a middleware. So Perl, Ruby, PHP, ASP.NET, these are a kind of a backend technologies which helps to have a manipulations on the data. So this is about a brief introduction of all the topics which we are going to cover in our further sessions. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can just let me know using the chat or this is about a brief introduction of the web technologies. So by topic wise, we can have a like sessions. For example, if we have a HTML, so based on the number of uh, tags or based on the content, we can have the sessions in 1 or 2 days. And for every Friday, I'll be giving you the assignments. So based on the assignments, you can come up with the questions or anything if required from my side. On Monday, let's have a discussion about all the topics you have and all the assignments verification and all those things. So Saturday, you can work on the assignments. So this is a plan I'm considering. So if you have any doubts, you can just uh, communicate to me. In tomorrow's session, let's have a introduction about the emergence of internet and how the internet has come up um, and how it is helping our ways and about a brief history of internet and protocols and etc.